This is Emmanuel's Views. Today I'll be breaking down and giving my predictions for UFC 325 this Saturday. It's currently Saturday, 6:05 a.m. I'm at work. I haven't done a UFC prediction in a long time, so I was like, you know what? Last fucking fight card, 324, I wish I did a fucking prediction on. What a beautiful card. Maybe fight of the year, the beginning of the year. It's crazy. But we're going to be breaking down 325 today. So we're going to start off with the early prelims. Let me just break it down. This might be the greatest early prelims you have ever seen in your life. Not every early prelim gets two road to UFC fights and two fighters who don't even belong in the UFC. Not every fight gets that. Not every early prelim gets that. This might be top 5 early prelims of all time. I don't know any of these fighters. I really do not. I don't follow Road to UFC because it is an ass show. It is the worst UFC show. It is the worst fucking MMA show ever. It's almost as bad as the fucking show where they put two good fighters and they train a bunch of fighters. It's almost as bad as that. But it's even worse because none of these prospects will ever be anything. You have a 31 and 32-year-old going against each other. Wow, dude. Holy shit. Another 31 and 32-year-old going against each other. Oh my gosh. And a 27 versus 32-year-old. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, all the fights are terrible. The only one, you got fucking Khan Ofli versus fucking Yiza. Who gives a shit? They're both terrible. They both don't belong in the UFC. Khan Ofli. You got fucking Sang Young Cook versus fucking what's his name? Don Marfan. Who cares? Don Marfan. They're both terrible. Then you got fucking Yoichi Nakamura versus some fucking random old fuck. Bro, Nakamura. The only way Nakamura loses if he gets fucking fraud checked in the grappling, which might happen, but who cares if it happens? He's 27. That's the only one that matters. He might just get a knockout KO. That's the only one that seems fucking decent. The other fights might be good. Okay, they're good fights. So what? It's not like they're crap. Listen, you can enjoy watching some crafty vets go against each other. You can have a good fight, man. You know what I mean? Both of you guys are unks. They're both terrible. Like, Road to UFC is such a terrible show because you watch all these guys. You watch these fucking guys who only fought regional. Bro, you can't watch regional fighting and say if somebody's good or not. You know what I mean? If they're good in regional, so what? We see guys be good at regional all the time, get to the UFC, get fraud checks for 2 fights, and they're never in the UFC again. These guys, listen, Contender Series, fucking the other shows, 10 times better than Road to UFC. Road to UFC sucks. They should just fucking cancel it and give us more fights. I'm forgetting the show. I think it's fucking Contender Series, where when you get a knockout or a submission, you automatically get a contract. They should make that, bro. That one is so much better. I tune into that series more than I tune into some fight nights. That's fucking crazy. Road to UFC is a terrible show. Cancel it immediately. It's fucking horrible. No, I can't think of any good prospects or any good people who ever come from Road to UFC because the average Road to UFC fucking fighter is 40 years of age. Who cares, bro? Maybe, so by the way, top 5 early prelim. Yeah, that's just what I got to say on that. First fight on the, I think it's the first fight. Or maybe I have it backwards in my head. I don't remember. For the prelims, Jacob Malkoun versus Torres McKinney, something like that. Jacob Malkoun has not fought in 2 years. I did not know who this was. But when I did look back and I actually fucking researched for this, he was the dude in like 2024, I think, where the dude knocked himself out shooting a Petrino something, knocked himself out by shooting a takedown and headbutted his hip and then flatline KO. But he hasn't fought in 2 years, and I see a lot of people taking Malkoun in this. Because Malkoun, I mean, what? He was a good fighter back, but he hasn't fought for 2 years. A lot of people say McFinney is like a really big dude. They both kind of have the same fighting style, I suppose. But they're both, McFinney's a big guy. And a lot of people say, man, when if the fight goes into the third round, Malkoun's going to take it because of his gas tank. Dude hasn't fought in 2 years. You know what I mean? Who knows if that gas tank is still there? Who knows if he still is good? Who knows? I still think Torres McFinney has. I'm going to just say Torres. I think he has the ability to win it. I think he can have the ability to win it. Malkoun hasn't fought in 2 years. The last fight he had, he was winning the fight. I'm not going to sit here and say he was losing. But the last fight he had, the dude knocked himself out on his hip. So really, I think it was round 1. So really, he hasn't fought in 3 years or 2 years or more. Because last fight was in 2023 before that. Who cares? You know what I mean? So, whatever. I'm going to take McFinney because I want him to win. Malkoun's 30. Yeah, all right, pal. Your time's up, dude. He was out for injuries or personal reasons. Yeah. So, McFinney, I have Torres winning that. I'll say maybe ground and pound TKO second round. Or third round. I'll say that. Cam Ralston versus Cody Brundage. Oh my God, bro. Why is Cody Brundage still being in the UFC? Is crazy. Dude is like 13-7, 14-7. Dude, you don't have to keep every fighter in the UFC. Cody Brundage is doo-doo. Ralston, I don't know. Probably like round 3 submission. That makes the most sense to me. Ralston's not that good either, but being Cody Brundage is just a fucking ass. I wouldn't be surprised if he just gives up in second or third round because the fight gets hard, or he tries to chain some takedowns down and doesn't get them, gets tired, kind of gets a shot, gets hit, and then just goes down, curls up. A little bit like the Lionheart himself. Been following big steps with the Lionheart. So maybe he just gives up. A lot of people have been giving up recently in the UFC. Derek Lewis, last card. You're terrible. Hope you get cut. Speaking of terrible fighters, I'm gonna stand the phone up for a second. Speaking of terrible fighters, Junior Tafa versus Billy Elikana. Bro, this, take a bite of my food here. I'm on break while I'm recording this, so I'm kind of rushing through it all, and I'll break it down more as after the fight's over. I have a lot more time, so cut the Toffer brothers. They're both terrible. They're the epitome of why the UFC heavyweight division is so terrible right now. They're two fat fucks that just hit kind of hard. Oh, wow, bro, wow. We don't have any heavyweights like that. They're all fat blobs that can knock you out if you get caught in the chin by one of those lazy-ass looping hooks. Wow. Fuck, dude. We don't have any heavyweights like that. Yeah, cut them both. They're both terrible. Elikana is literally... If Elikana gets into a dirty fucking brawling exchange with Tafa, he might get knocked out. If he does that, you're retarded. And you should be cut as well. Junior Tafa is terrible. This dude's 2-4 in the UFC. Both of the people he's fought barely have positive records. I don't even know if the other one does. I know one of them do at least. Terrible. Neither of them are in the UFC anymore, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Junior Tafa is a fucking UFC Nepo baby. He's only here because his brother, and his brother's not even that good either. So cut them both from the sport. The first fight I'm actually excited to look at, Jonathan McCaff, I think, versus Oban Elliott. Listen, man. A lot of people don't believe in Oban Elliott because he lost to fucking Song Young Cho. Bro, Song Young Cho. He lost terribly. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a good, scrappy, close decision. And he just got picked on by a few fucking rounds, a few little shots that it really changed the description. No, he got embarrassed. But it's not because he's bad. Song Young Cho is just that good. I don't think Jonathan McCaff is that, bro. I don't see the love for him. You know what I mean? Obon Elliott, besides Sung Young Cho, what bad has he really happened to him? You know, he beat Val Woodburn, which I think is a good win. I don't think he's in the UFC anymore, but it's not because I think he's still a good win. He beat Bazil Haziv, which a lot of people say he's good because he has a fluke knockout over JDM, or he has a knockout over JDM. Aziz is a PED user, cutting from the sport, cheat, and a druggie. But I still believe in Obon Elliott. I think he had a lot of hype before he lost to Sung Young Hyuk or whatever, or Cho. I still think he's a great fighter. I think Obon Elliott has it. I'm going to check on the other guy real quick. Calf, he doesn't look bad from what I've seen. I do remember his fight with Kevin Doucette. A lot of people are pitting him up better than fucking Elliott because he beat Kevin Doucette. I don't think Kevin Doucette's that good. I don't. Kevin Doucette's also old as shit. He's 32. Well, 26. Like Obon Elliott and McCaff. But Doucette's 32. You know what I mean? I have Elliott to win. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go on. I don't know what I have him to win by. I would say a decision. I think he squeaks it out. Not squeak it out, but I think he does win decisively for a 3-round decision. Maybe there's some moments where McCaff gets the better of him, but I have Obon Elliott all day. I think it's an easy fight. Yeah, Obon Elliott. Sorry, the main card. This is a really good main card, surprisingly, for a Australian card. But Sudeen, fuck. Sudeen, fuck. Just dropped my fork while I was fucking clicking to change it. Quinlan Sakil. I don't know why I was thinking his name was Quinlan Sadid or Sadid Quinlan. But Quinlan Sakil versus Jamie Malarkey. I mean, wow. I mean, that's a good fight. You know, I'm feeling a little shaky because Quinlan Sakil isn't going against a minority. He isn't. But he was in the training camp for minority. And Jamie Malarkey's also ginger. So you gotta add these up. They're little wins. He's in Australia. I don't think he's ever lost in Australia. So, you know, he's getting... Maybe he's not getting the full... You know, Quinlan's not getting the full minority, you know, pulverizer boost of 30-plus attributes to all his abilities. I think he's getting a good 15. You know, he's ginger. He was in the training camp for a minority. He's in Australia. I think he has the ability to get a knockout. I don't know. Quinlan Sakil. When Quinlan Sakil starts walking up to the stage, we are walking up to the stage. We are getting in the ring. We are knocking out Jamie Malarkey. I'm going off entirely... Shit, do I look fat from there? Fuck me. We're going entirely off aura. Quinlan Sakil wins. He just has too many attributes put on him. Jamie Malarkey's trash. So, that's what we're going off by. So, I'm a part of it. All right. Change of scenery. I've left work. I'm in bed now with my wife. Say hi. But listen, second co-fight of the card, Benoit Saint Denis versus Dan Hooker. Okay, Dan Hooker is a fucking bum. He lost Armin Sarukian. He got a fluky win over Gamrot. Let's not forget that, 2024. He got a fluky win. His last one is Jalen Turner. And Jalen Turner, I'm pretty sure he's retired from the sport now. Not even impressive. This guy loses to anyone on paper that is good. This guy has only been top 5 because of fluke wins. He lost to Barboza. He lost to Gamrot. I'm going to say it. He lost to Gaethje. He lost to anyone that's on paper good. Anthony Smith 2.0. This guy is a buns. He's so ass. And he was getting taken down by Amr Sarukian by the same takedowns Benoit Saint Denis does. Chain wrestling, setup striking for the wrestling. Benoit Saint Denis has been rapidly improving these last 3 fights. Ever since the Dustin Poirier fight, where he kept leaving the guillotine out. And then Renato Moicano right after. Terrible string of... Well, Dustin Poirier is not that bad, but he got chinned. And against Moicano, he got his ass beat. So, terrible fucking fight against Moicano. Or Moicano, fuck. But Moicano, ever since those fights, he's been improving. He beat Rufy. He beat somebody else, but I can't remember the name of right now. But against Rufy, he looked really good. And he used his offensive wrestling to take down a guy who's a 10 times better striker. And I would say way better takedown defense than fucking Dan Hooker. So Benoit Saint Denis by submission, round 1 or 2. Dan Hooker's a bum. Cut him from the sport. This guy is talking shit on Paddy Pimblett. First of all, he went out and fought Justin Gaethje. Top 15 lightweight of all time, maybe. Oh, that's pushing it. Top 20, maybe. Saying, I've looked bad. Oh, I've come out of fights with a fucking chin so people know how fucking bad I am. Dude, you're ass. Anytime you get hit, you fucking arch your entire back. You're a bum. Paddy Pimblett at least was putting damage on Gaethje too. Gaethje also just has a chin and put fucking Paddy into front headlock positions, which he hasn't done since his collegiate days. That's crazy. But Benoit Saint Denis has been rapidly improving. I would say has better... Also, both scrappy strikers. But Benoit Saint Denis is actually an MMA fighter, so he knows how to grapple, and like Dan Hooker, who's been doing it since pre-Reebok era. So it doesn't make any sense how Dan Hooker's still ass at grappling. Well, he's a bum. Submission, Benoit Saint Denis. All right. The main fight on the card, championship fight. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2. A rematch. This fight is not going to be close. It's going to be the same thing it was last time. Look, people will say that Volkanovski doesn't have a chin, that he got chin back-to-back, so he's still under immense pressure, immense scare. You know, he's 37, 36, 35, whatever. Listen, fighters don't even leave their prime anymore, all right? I don't think, ever since Justin Gaethje won, I don't think that's a thing anymore, because a lot of people say Justin Gaethje was going to be bad because he's old. Okay, Justin Gaethje's chin is still intact, which is surprising. Still hits hard. Still fights it. He still fights the exact same way he's fought ever since he joined the UFC. And he's still a 2-time interim champion. Never happened before. First to do it. Fighters don't leave their prime. The ages don't even matter anymore. We see it now. These older fighters are still going. Alex Pereira is still going. All these old fighters are still dangerous. So you can't pick and choose when a fighter leaves their prime just because, oh, they won. Oh, they lost. Oh, they won again? And they're back in their prime. Yeah, Justin Gaethje's back in his prime, actually, because he beat Rafael Fiziev, and then he beat Paddy Pimblett. So he's back in his prime. But when he lost to Poirier and all these other guys, he was out of his prime, so it doesn't really matter. What fucking sense does that make? That's like saying Charles Oliveira's out of his prime because he lost to Islam. And then when he lost to Arman, oh, this guy's out of his prime. And then he beat fucking Gamrot. Yeah, Charlie's back. Oh, he lost to Topuria. He's back out of his prime. That doesn't make no fucking sense, all right? You can say it to, like, certain fighters. Israel Adesanya, you can say he's out of his prime. His whole fighting style is based off reaction, timing, quickness. As you get older, that's naturally going to degrade. But Alexander Volkanovski is not based off any of that. He's based off technical prowess, footwork, staying on the outside, point fighting to a degree. But he's always been an extremely tactical, masterclass fighter. One of the best to ever do it. So, yeah, his chin's going to go down a little bit. His power might go down. His speed might go down a little bit. But he's not a physical prowess type of guy. He's technical striking, technical grappling, oppressive, can walk you down along with fighting on the outside and can just circle you the whole time. and make it look easy like he did Lopez the first fight and essentially 50-45 them, except of a knockdown, which, I mean, does give him the round. So 49-46. But besides that, to say you want Diego Lopez to win is saying you hope in your mind and you have a above 50% chance that he's going to get a fluke KO. You're retarded. Makes no sense. A fluke KO? Holy shit, bro. You must have guessed Leon was going to beat Usman too. Off a fluke KO. You're a fucking retard. Makes no sense to me. Diego Lopez is going to lose the exact same way. Diego Lopez, yeah, when Volkanovski and Lopez clashed and they got in those dirty boxing exchanges, yeah, Lopez looked like he hit harder, but Volk would tag him back and then tag him while he's slipping out of the engagement. He was always hitting 2 for the price of 1 against Lopez. Lopez might have hit harder, but Volkanovski always hit him twice. Almost 70% as hard. So what is the problem? Yeah, he got knocked down. Sure, that might happen again. He might get knocked down. I don't think he's going to get knocked out. Only people he's gotten knocked out by that I can think in recent memory, he got Islam Makhachev, a really perfectly timed, perfectly placed head kick. That doesn't always happen, okay? He got fucking slept by Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria, maybe the best... settle down. The best boxer in featherweight right now. Maybe the strongest featherweight in right now. Well, he's not a featherweight anymore. Oh, former featherweight, whatever. Those are the only 2 people I can think of recently. Besides that, he went fucking 75 minutes with, if you keep going in and out of primes, Prime Holloway. He went 75 minutes with Prime Holloway and got better every fight. Do I think he lost the second fight? Yes, I do think he lost the second fight. But he still went 75 minutes with Prime Holloway, who is, as we can see, still in his prime, right out of his prime, in his prime, because he beat fucking Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? His whole fighting style isn't based on anything that can degrade over time. He's just going to get better game planning, technical, crafty vet win by Lopez. And I don't think Lopez has improved from that last fight to say, I can arguably say that he is a fucking favorite, that he's going to win. Only way you can vote Lopez is a fluke KO win. Besides that, what are you going off? Nothing. You can't go off nothing. You can't even go off aura that Lopez is going to win because Volk has so much aura. Everyone knows him by cooking with Volk. That makes no sense. Bro. Volkanovski by decision again. Easily 50-45 masterclass. 49-46 fluke knockdown happens again. I don't see Lopez winning unless it's a fluke knockout. There's no other way that he wins besides a fluke knockout. You can't say he has better grappling. No, he doesn't. BJJ, maybe. But better grappling in general? No. Doesn't have a good enough takedown defense. Doesn't have enough good enough takedowns on his own to really make it matter. Not good enough striking. He's a walk you down stalker type of fighter. And it didn't work the first fight. It's not going to work against someone who's already seen those type of fighters, who already went against him and made it look easy, and he's going to make it look easy again. I want Diego Lopez to win. I want 2 Mexican fucking champions. We already got Justin Gaethje. I want another, but Lopez is out of his league. Maybe after Volk is gone, maybe Lopez can be champion, but that's not happening tonight, buddy. You're a bun.